We are off and rolling with the West Coast Conference volleyball season. And today here in Dallas, the red-hot Oregon State Beavers, winners of 7 of their last 8 Beavers, play host to the Pacific Tigers, their last on ESPN+. Hi, everybody. I'm Rich Burke on site here at historic Gill Coliseum. Pacific is 6-6, and they opened conference play with a 3-set loss at Portland on Thursday. Oregon State beat St. Mary's in 4 here at Gill, dominating the first, second, and fourth sets. And as is often the case, they were led by senior outside hitter Lauren Rummel. She took a match-high 40 swings and led all players with 14 kills, hitting .250. Rummel also had 5 digs and a service ace. She's usually their go-to when out of system, and she has the ability to better the ball. Great jumping ability. She touches 10 foot 4 inches, and she can hit from all across the net. A gold medalist with Team USA's U23 team over the summer, the centerpiece of Lindsey Mahonic's sea change in the Oregon State culture. The Pacific Tigers have a number of weapons, one of them being redshirt freshman Mila Stojakovic, the daughter of 3-time NBA All-Star Peja Stojakovic. She transferred to Pacific this year from fellow WCC school Pepperdine. Stojakovic, a native of Sacramento, where her dad spent the bulk of his career, is a 6th rotation outside with a really bright future. They need a big match out of her today. Pacific, the youngest team in the nation. They have the most freshmen in the country, 11 of them. Texas Tech, the second most, with 9. Greg Gibbons is their 16th year head coach, West Coast Conference Coach of the Year 11 years ago. Also coached Beach at Pacific from 2013 to 2023. College volleyball, best of 5 sets. First 4 sets to 25. Of course, you have to win by 2. 5th set, if necessary, to 15. This, according to the Oregon State media guide, is the 14th all-time meeting. Pacific leads 10-3, and they won in 5 sets via reverse sweep in Stockton last year. A completely different Pacific team. Likewise, a much different Oregon State team. Pass on the dime. Cox teeing up the middle. There's a block solo for Alana Mars. 13th block solo this year. 1 shy of the league lead. And Oregon State gets the first point. What a great block by Mars. She had 8 of them in the win over St. Mary's on Thursday. Going outside to Keller, their go-to. Dug by Narlioglu. It's Gould who goes off speed. Cox going outside again, and into the antenna, 2-0 Oregon State. Beavers dominated the first set over St. Mary's on Thursday, 25-12. They won the second, 25-17. Lapsed in the third, lost it 25-22, but then dominated the final set as well. And here's Emma Lilo, their sophomore setter. Cox back set. That was Stojakovic, dug by Gould. Lilo going outside. Cormier off the block and out of bounds. 3-0 Oregon State. Molly Cormier, true freshman from Canada. Cormier hitting .239 for the season at 8 kills, 4 attack errors, hit .167. The win over the Gales a couple of days ago. Short serve, good pass from Keller. Back to her off the block, dug by Rummel. Back set, Gould again, hitting hard this time. And this time goes long, and the Tigers have their first point. Bridget Gould getting a start at opposite for the second time here in her collegiate career. The Oregon transfer. Here is Valentina Barandi, the graduate transfer out of Coastal Carolina, native of Italy, serves it away. Lilo going to Cormier from the right pin, the wrist away, and Barandi unable to dig it. Canadian side out for Oregon State. They sided out at 68% in their win over St. Mary's on Thursday. Smiles all around as Cormier comes out. Paz comes in to play the back row for her and serve. Alondra Paz, actually 1 service ace on Thursday. She has 6 on the season. Good pass that time by Bella Gutierrez, and it results in a kill for Olivia Keller, her first. Side out for Pacific. Keller able to find a seam in the block of Bridget Gould. And here comes Stojakovic to serve. Redshirt freshman this year, transfer from Pepperdine. Mars and Swain, one of the best liberos in the WCC, couldn't dig it. Is already with a block and a kill. 6 matches taking place across the West Coast Conference right now. Tia Shum, East Carolina transfer, serving Gutierrez. Back set on the slide. It's punched over and killed by Logan Blutrick. Blutrick on the slide. The Awataki, Arizona native. Averaging 1.9 kills per set for 208 hitting percentage. Tops of the team at 29th in the WCC. They're dead last in hitting percentage at 154. Here comes Gould. Off the block and out of bounds. 6-3 OSU. Monica Hester and Jackie Matias check in for Oregon State as Gould and Lilo come out. There's Lindsay Bohonic, one of the rising stars in the coaching industry. Her 3rd year here after 10 years as top assistant to Dan Fisher at Pitt. That great program. And there's an ace. Jackie Matias with a service ace. Native of Honolulu, who's 6th service ace this year against 6 service errors. At the Punahou School. Same school as Barack Obama. And then University of Hawaii. And another ace, consecutive for Matias. Beavers had 5 service aces in the win over St. Mary's on Thursday. Matias didn't have one, did have one service error. 8-3 Beavs. Good pass by Keller. The back set, the wrist away, kept alive momentarily. It's another kill for Blutrick. Logan Blutrick. Played last year, a couple of years ago as a sophomore. 1.18 kills per set. Swain. Good pass by Paz. That's typical for her. There's a good dig by Swain off the attack from Hester. Here comes Rummel. Rummel gets dug by Keller. Big swing for Maisie Smith. Kill for Smith. Her first. And the Tigers pull back within 3. Maisie Smith, the true freshman from Pampa, Texas. Pampa High School. About 55 miles northeast of Amarillo. Swain serve, way too long. Jalen Swain, their only returning starter. They have 16 players gone, replacing 98.4% of the team's offense. Only the University of Oregon across the country replaced more this year. They have only 2 returners who saw action last year. Good pass by Stojakovic. Off the slide, Varani. She got dug by Narlioglu. Cormier off the soft block. Smith was there. Cox setting up Stojakovic. Pancake by Rummel. Swing by Hester. Diving dig again. Free ball coming for Oregon State. Matias. Outside Cormier. 1-on-1 against the block of Varani. Nothing to do in the back row there with Cormier. Teed up 1v1 at the net. And it's 10-5 OSU. Cormier's second kill. And now Lauren Rummel will serve. Rummel from Tucson, Catalina Foothills High School. Skitters run over the top of the net. And on second contact, it's put away by Allison Cox, the 6'2 setter who spent time last year as opposite. Done some hitting this year as well. Read well by Cox, the Boise native. Helped Timberline High School to a state runner-up finish there. Was back-to-back first-team All-State in Idaho, and she will serve. Good pass by Narlioglu, and Natalie Scholes with her first kill. Lindsay Bohonic told me before the season her goal is to out-middle everybody in the West Coast Conference, and they got a chance to do it with their combo of Mars and Scholes. Scholes had 7 kills. More of a defensive middle blocker than offensive, and very good at the service line. She serves here. It's a good pass by Keller. Varani into the block of Hester, and Oregon State has another block. That's their second. Beavs in command here in this first set. 12-6. A couple of times they led St. Mary's back into things, particularly in that third set on Thursday. Looking to gain control and limit those lapses today. Timeout taken by Greg Gibbons and Pacific. 12-6, Oregon State leading here in the first set. Beavers trying to improve to 2-0 in conference play. Beavers have won 7 of their last 8. 9 days ago, they lost at home to Oregon, the team just outside the top 25. And they had set point in both the third and fourth sets in that way. And they lost both. They were very close to knocking off a team that's just outside the top 25. And for long stretches this year, Oregon State has looked like an NCAA tournament team. Here's Natalie Scholes to serve. Allison Cox setting, going outside to Stojakovic into the antenna. Stojakovic's first attack error in 3 swings. 13-6 Beavs. A couple of times this year, Scholes has served the Beavs on long runs. It's Stojakovic again off the soft block. Lunging play by Scholes, going to the floor. Cormier backline kill. Going to the opposite corner. Cormier after a great dig by the 6'6" Natalie Scholes. Watch her do her thing there, and then Cormier capitalizes on the back end. Greg Gibbons coming over to say something to the down official, Marcia Costley. And he's issued the challenge card here, I believe. Or has he? Yes, on whether or not that ball was in or out. So they're checking things to see if it was in or out. It's funny, 9 days ago when Oregon State played Oregon, the first set took 45 minutes, and there were at least 4 challenges, 2 of them lengthy in that set alone. And I want to say we had 6 or 7 challenges throughout the match. And then in Oregon State's 4-set win over St. Mary's on Thursday, have a look at it here. It looks like that ball is out. And this will probably be overturned. On Thursday, when Oregon State played St. Mary's, not a single challenge the entire match. And we have our first here. Each coach gets 2 challenges. Win the challenge, you get to keep it. If you fall below 2 challenges and you get to a 5th set, then you're given 1 back. So for the moment, 14-6 Oregon State, and probably going to be 13-7. With Pacific serving. We'll wait and see what Marcia Costley says. Again, they have angles that we don't have for our telecast. Greg Gibbons' team says he loves this team. He said they're growing, they're developing, they're getting better and better. And his teams are always tough at the service line, and this year is no difference. They are tops in the WCC, 18th in the nation. 2.07 service aces per set. Where they struggle is with balance. They're pretty predictable, going to the outside. Their passing is getting better, so they're able to be a little bit more balanced, but they're last in the West Coast Conference in hitting percentage at 154 because the block usually knows where to go. And the back row can align themselves accordingly. They're 7th in the conference in blocks per set, 1.99. Second in digs per set. Pacific usually recycles it pretty well. 14.13 digs per set. And they're coming off a 3-set loss at Portland on Thursday. 25-20, 25-22, 27-25. Pacific opened the season with a tournament at CSUN. They beat Cal Baptist in 4, lost to CSUN in 4, and then beat Idaho State in 5. And then with the Statesboro at Georgia, they 1-5 over Mercer. Lost 3-0 to the host school, Georgia Southern, and then swept UNC Wilmington. Then a couple of weeks ago in Reno, Lost 3-1 to Nevada, 3-2 to Eastern Washington. The point's going to stay with Oregon State. Well, good from the angle we had. It looked like the ball was in. I was out, rather, and I don't believe there was a touch at the net. But the point stays with Oregon State. Again, they have some camera angles that we don't have access to. Out of system, Cox teeing up Varani, going with the wrist away and getting a kill on the side out. 14-7 Beavs. Valentina Varani, transfer from Coastal Carolina. Last year with Coastal, 80 sets played, .63 kills per set, hit 160. Played in 264 sets over 3 years at Coastal. Bella Gutierrez targeting Cormier on the serve. Back row attack by Rummel, dug by Swain. Cox. Back set. Stojakovic, back at you, covered up nicely. Keller well off the net, rolls it over. Arlioglu with a dig. Cormier with a swing, going for the high hands, and didn't get him. Attack error for Miley Cormier. 4 of those against 8 kills on Thursday. And Gutierrez serves it away again. Good pass by Rummel. Matias to Mars, off speed, finds the floor. Gutierrez and Cox went for the pancake, couldn't get it. Mars has her second kill to go along with a couple of blocks. Hester and Matias come out. Gould and Lilo come in. Oregon State going with Gould and Hester as opposites in this one, and not going with Kayla Gabriel. There's Mars. Going wrist away for the kill. Gutierrez unable to dig it. 16-8 Oregon State. Mars now with 3 kills without an attack there. And Greg Gibbons uses his final timeout here in this first set. 16-8 Oregon State. Gibbons wanted to talk with his squad about this. So the Beavers doubling up the score right now, 16-8 over Pacific. Back in a moment here to Gill Coliseum. Oregon State's been in control from the beginning. They scored the first 3 points in this one with Emalila with the service line, and she's there right now. Kailua, Hawaii native, went to Kamehameha Kapalama High School. Well off the net, Stojakovic, dug by Lilo. Rummel teeing up Gould from the right pin. And it's a net violation against Pacific. And Olivia Keller, she's pointing at herself as if to say, I didn't do it. I didn't touch the net. But the point goes to Oregon State, 17-8 Beavers. Pass on the dive from Keller, goes back out to her. Off the soft block, one-hand dig by Lilo. Diving play by Rummel, kept alive. Cox back set. And there's a swing and a kill for Stojakovic. Page's daughter comes up with a kill. That's her first. Last year's a true freshman at Pepperdine. Stojakovic played in one match. That was against the University of Washington. Valentina Varani, the Italian, has the Beavers out of system, and they go to Gould from the left pin, who betters the ball. No. Oh, it was off the block and then hit the antenna. So point does go to Oregon State, and 18-9. Alondra Paz will serve as Miley Cormier comes out. Tia Shum, the defensive libero, comes in. The passing libero, Yasmin Narlioglu, comes out. Good pass by Gutierrez. Cox going to the middle. There's a block solo for Mars again. Her second block solo of the match. She came in 2 back of the West Coast Conference lead in solo blocks. Mars, 3 kills, 3 blocks, 2 of them solo blocks. Cox back set. There goes Stojakovic, who finds a seam in the block herself. Second straight point for Pacific, scored by Stojakovic. And she'll go back and serve. Her brother, Andre, McDonald's All-American basketball player, freshman guard at Stanford a couple of years ago. Cal last year. This year will be at Illinois. Rummel, dug by Swain. Dig on the dime. Cox teeing up Keller. Overhand dig by Lilo. Narliolo tees up Rummel, who gets dug by Swain again. Free ball coming for Oregon State. Leading it already, 19-10. Lilo to Gould. Dug by Stojakovic. Almost hit the bottom of the scoreboard. Another free ball. Consecutive for Oregon State. Let's see what they can do this time. To Mars. A kill for Mars. That ball came off the platform of the defender, Gutierrez, and almost flew to Mars. There was a lot of heat on that. Her fourth kill without an attack error in 4 swings. Had a perfect night so far to go along with 3 blocks. She comes out. Natalie Scholes comes in. Tia Shum serves. A float. Good pass by Gutierrez. Back row attack. Stojakovic too long. 21-10 Bees. Pacific, a young team with 11 freshmen. That is 2 more than any other team in the country. Texas Tech has 9. Northwestern has 8. Tigers out of system. They go to Keller. 4 hands in front of her. Dug by Pause. Gould tools the block. Bridget Gould coming into her own. That's her 4th kill. Had her most extensive action on Thursday in the conference opener against St. Mary's. And she ended up with a career high 7 kills. Hit .333. Couple of digs. 3 blocks. One of them solo. 22-10 OSU. Kester gets rejected. Another block for Oregon State. That is their 4th. Pacific doesn't have any. Anna Kester didn't play in the last match. A true freshman from Northfield, Minnesota, but seeking some answers here. And her first swing gets rejected. Overpass. And Rummel takes care of business. Set point for the Bees. By the way, Natalie Scholes now with her first block. Bridget Gould got her first block as well. Previous point, 24-10. Oregon State, Tia Shum trying to set the Beavers across the finish line. And it's a service error. Second set point coming up for Oregon State. Gutierrez out, Maisie Smith in. Anna Kester will serve. Kester helped Northfield High School in Minnesota. Conference titles as a sophomore, junior, and senior. Good volleyball up there. There's Scholes. Back at you, sent back by Blue Trick. 24-12. Pacific just hoping to go on a little run here, gain some momentum heading into the second set. Kester serves it away. Good pass by Narlioglu. Lilo backs at Gould high in the air, tools the block. 25-12 Oregon State. Same score by which they knocked off St. Mary's in the first set a couple of nights ago. Things went very swimmingly for Oregon State. They out-hit Pacific in the first set, 481 to 067. And Lindsey Bohanek's team will get ready for the second set. Beavers take the first set 25-12 over Pacific. Rich Burke here at Gill Coliseum. Alana Mars, true freshman middle blocker, a presence unlike any at the net Oregon State has had in Lindsey Bohanek's 3 years. Comes from a family of athletes. She's 6'4". Her brother Gavin, a 7-foot junior for Oregon State's men's basketball team. A role player for his first couple of years. Hopes for a bigger role this year. Her twin brother Garrett, a forward for Division II Central Washington. And both parents were athletes at NAIA Tabor College in Kansas. Her father Heath played football. Mom Kara played basketball. Final instructions for Jalen Swain. Comes out to pass along the message to her team. Swain, the only returning starter for Pacific. Last year, the libero was all West Coast Conference honorable mention. Second of the WCC in digs per set. He leads the conference in digs per set this year. Last year led the conference in total digs. Olivia Keller, 8th in the conference in kills per set. She will serve to begin this second set as Pacific looks for better. Good pass by Rommel. And that Mars, 45-degree angle down to the floor because of that good pass. Keep an eye on the first contact. Oregon State has been winning that over and over, getting that pass tight to the net where the setter has all four options. Middle, left side, right side, back row. Pacific, meanwhile, has been pretty one-dimensional, having to go outside. And there's an ace for Alondra Paz. Paz first ace, the Beavers' third of the match. Jackie Matias had a pair of them in the first set. Alondra Paz, the Woodburn, Oregon native. Good pass that time by Keller, and the dump by Cox. 2-1. Pacific has never led. Matter of fact, other than at 0-0, they've never even been tied in this match. Oregon State scored the first 3 points of the first set and the first 2 here in this second. Now the serve by Swain. Good pass by Paz. Gould going cross-body down the line, taking care of business. How about the backside combo play for Emma Lilo? She could have gone to Mars or Gould. Bridget Gould. Coming out party this weekend, huh? Great match on Thursday against St. Mary's, the redshirt freshman transfer from Oregon. And there's an ace for Tia Shum. 4-1 Beavs. Keller, Stojakovic, and Swain in serve receive. It's Keller high on her platform, but not bad. Maisie Smith, one-hand diving dig by Paz. Gould down into the net. But Alondra Paz, I tell you what, if it weren't for the fact that they have 2 great liberos in Narlioglu and Shum, Paz would be wearing the libero jersey. I'd say she'd be wearing it for most any team in the West Coast Conference. She has been excellent. They elect to let it go when it's an ace for Cox, the first for Pacific in the match. And it's 4-3. Allison Cox, both parents, Heather and Bill, former athletes at Pacific. Mom volleyball, dad football. Service air that time. Beavs lead 5-3.
Beaver substitutions, number 4, Annika Hester, and with the serve, number 14, Jackie Matias.
We're back to Alondra Paz as Jackie Matias comes in to serve. She had a couple of serve aces in that first set. Paz has been incredible, both with passing and digging. Off the top of the tape, lunging play by Shum. Rummel tips, and it's blocked. Barani with a block. Second in the WCC in blocks per set, 1.27. Barani, the Coastal Carolina transfer, 5-4 Beavers. Gutierrez serve, good pass by Narlioglu. Hester from the right pin off the block, and Swain couldn't dig it. 6-4 Beavs. Annika Hester didn't play until the third set on Thursday, but she ended up helping the Beavers out of some tight spots. Had 5 kills without an attack error and 16 swings. A couple of digs and a block. Now Lauren Rummel's serve. Short serve. Ronnie was there. Swing by Keller down the line. Finds the floor cross body. Gets the Tigers back within 1. 2 teams trading side outs. Olivia Keller, 2 kills, 1 attack error, 9 swings. And now Barani will serve. .36 service aces per set. 11th in the WCC. Cormier high in the air, dug by Varani. Cox teeing up Stojakovic, dug by Narlioglu. Matias going to Hester, who goes off speed. Dig by Narlioglu again. Cormier, dug by Cox, bumps at Gutierrez. Here comes Keller down into the tape. 7-5 OSU. Beavers siding out at 77%. Pacific 42%. Recently for the Tigers, this set it's been better. Natalie Scholes will serve for Oregon State. Sophomore from Germany. Joined the team over the summer. Not one of those who was here for the spring. Well off the net goes Keller. Easy read for Scholes and the Beavs. Back set, Hester! And Swain making an effort at the dig, but too far out of play, and it's 8-5 Beavs. So it ends a pretty good run of the team's alternating side outs. Scholes going after Gutierrez. Cox, back set. Stojakovic, did she get the high hands? She did not. Yes, she did, in fact. William Forrester, the up official, initially signaled point Beavs, but gives it to Pacific in the end. Good pass by Rummel. Matias going to Mars, dug by Gutierrez. Cox going outside to Keller, off the block of Hester, and in play. A block for Oregon State, their fifth. Hanukkah Hester. 9-6 Oregon State. Hester out, Matias out. Gould and Lilo in. And Lilo will serve. Cox on the back set. And some miscommunication between Blutrick and Stojakovic. 10-6 Beavs, and Pacific sees things drifting away. They're 4 adrift in this set now. Trying to hang with the Beavs. It's 10-6, Oregon State leading it. And we'll be back with more second set action from the Willamette Valley in a moment. Across the WCC, one thing to keep an eye on is Gonzaga. Now they're under their first-year head coach, J.T. Winger. They're trying to snap a 40-match WCC losing streak dating to November 5th, 2022. They lost at 5 on Thursday. They are trailing at 2-1 to USF at home today. Back row kill from Mila Stojakovic. 10-7 Beavs. Olivia Keller to serve for Pacific. More service aces than service errors coming into this one, but a service error there. And 11-7 Beavs. Here comes Alondra Paz to serve. Had a service ace earlier in this one. And watch her do her thing out of the back row once this is in play. Back set, Blutrick, overhand dig by Paz. Lilo teeing up Rummel off the soft block. Keller there for the dig. Outside to Maisie Smith. She got dug by Shump. Back set, Gould, big swing off the block. And we had a net violation against Smith. 12-7 Beavs. Oregon State won the first set, 25-12. Bridget Gould has 7 kills and 11 swings, 2 attack errors. Outside to Smith. Dug by Paz. Rummel. Dug by Keller. Chased down by Swain. Free ball. Gould again. Hammers one to the floor. Fire in Bridget Gould's eyes after that one. 8 kills. That is another career high for the redshirt freshman. Oregonian from North Bend. Helped Marshfield High School to a 4A state title in 2022. Cox going outside, and that was down into the net. 14-7 Beavs.
Substitution for the Tigers, replacing Maisie Smith. Number 2, Hannah Kester.
Hannah Kester in for Pacific. On the left side, Maisie Smith comes out. Laundra Paz serves again. Cox has to back up for that one. Blue trick goes long.
Shots long. Point Beavs.
Read well by the back row. No touch of the net. 15-7 OSU. Beavs on a 5-0 run. Side for Paz. Floats it away. Good pass by Keller. Cox teeing up blue trick. And there is Mars in the block. And Pacific reached over the net. Timeout taken by Pacific. One measure of how it's gone is Pacific has used all 4 of their timeouts in the first 2 sets. Lindsey Bohonic has yet to take a timeout. Things have gone swimmingly for the Beavs. They lead 16-7, trying to go up 2 sets. Have gone. Well, a couple of times Pacific has been within 1 point in this set, but the Beavers have gone on a 6-0 scoring run here to open things up. 5 of those points for the Laundra Paz at the service line. Played in just 27 sets last year as a true freshman. She has become a stalwart in the back row this year. Routinely plays 3 rotations. Not an ace, but akin to one as they were out of system. And Kester on the sharp angle goes wide. 17-7 Oregon State. Cox going to Kester. Dug by Paz. Rummel pushing one back toward Keller again. Cox went for the dump. Put down by Mars. Mars attacks. That's her 6th kill. 6 kills, 3 blocks for Alana Mars. Kester again, well off the net. Overdig by Paz. And some missed time in between Cox and Blue Trick. And Oregon State leads it 19-7. They win the first set 25-12. They have dominated every set this weekend except for the 3rd set on Thursday, which they lost 25-22. 9-0 run for Oregon State. Blue Trick on the slide, tools the block, and finally gets the side out after the 9-0 run for the Beavs. 19-8.
Back to serve for the Tigers, number 21, Jalen Swain.
19-8, a score that will live on in my mind. That was the score that the Yankees beat the Red Sox by in Game 3 of the 2004 American League Championship Series. And, of course, the Red Sox came back to win the next 4 games. Here comes Rummel going cross-body and down the line. Side out Oregon State. They are siding out at a rate of better than 80%. 21-8 Beavs.
Serve number 7, Tia Shaw.
That is just Lauren Rummel's 2nd kill. They're doing this largely without her typical offensive services. Here's Rummel again, and now her 3rd kill.
Point Beavs.
consecutive for Lauren Rommel. 21-8 Beeves. Shum serve again. Cox on the back set. Varani on the slide. Valentina Varani.
Next to serve for the Tigers, number 11, Allison Cox.
Varani, graduate transfer this year. Told you from Coastal Carolina. Beavers have an East Carolina transfer in Tia Shum. Good pass by Paz and a kill by Gould. And Gould looking Alondra Paz in the eyes as if to say, hey, that's all you. Block couldn't get over because of the quick pass, the quick set on the back set. And Gould came up with a kill. And if I sound like a broken record saying good pass by Paz, well, there's good reason. Good serve. And an ace. Jackie Matias coming up with her third service ace of the match. She came in with 5 on the year. 23-9 Beeves. This has been a steamroll. Varani covered up by Cox. Maisie Smith finds a hole in the block. Smith's second kill. She comes out. Bella Gutierrez comes in. Gutierrez, a true freshman from Antigua, California, at St. Mary's High School 3 years ago, helped them make state semifinals appearance. Matias to Scholes, dug by Cox. Bump set by Varani. Scholes trying to cover it up, but couldn't do it off the joust. 23-11. Again, Pacific just hoping to try to build some momentum heading into the next set. Bump set by Hester. It's Rummel off the soft block. Gutierrez there for the dig. Cox teeing up Keller off the soft block. Pancake by Matias. Swing by Hester. And it's blocked by Keller. Timeout taken by Oregon State. 3 straight points scored by Pacific, and Lindsey Bohanec takes her first time out of the match. Leaves 2 points away from another dominant set win. 2 points away from going up 2-0. 23-12, 3 unanswered points for Pacific. Bella Gutierrez at the service line for the Tigers. Pacific last year 8-10 in the West Coast Conference. They finished 6th, 19-13 overall. Beavers were 8-10 also at a time for 6th. Matias going to Hester, big swing, uses the block, gets it done, set point Beavers. Hester's third kill. Bridget Gould leads the way with 9 kills. 538, Lamar 6 kills without an attack error and 7 swings. Kamana Goldstein checks into the match for the first time, and she'll serve and play defense here on set point. Goldstein, the true freshman from Honolulu, one-time teammate of setter Imalilo for Kamehameha Kapalama. Cormier and Scholes on the block. And that does it. The Beavers win the second set. The same score by which they won the first, 25-12. Beavers out blocking Pacific 6-2 in the match. Cormier and Scholes on the block. 25-12 for the second consecutive set. We'll have a brief intermission. I'll be back in a moment from Gill Coliseum. Oregon State well on their way to their 8th win of their last 9 matches, 25-12 in each of the first 2 sets. Beavers trying to improve to 2-0. Second day of conference play across the WCC. San Francisco leading Gonzaga 2-1. And that is now in the 4th set. In that set, Gonzaga is leading 11-9, trying to force a 5th and snap a 40-match conference losing streak. LMU 2-1 over San Diego. Pepperdine beat WCC newcomer Seattle U 3-0. Portland took the first set over St. Mary's. And the Cougs the first set over the Broncos. Second set action in Pullman. And Santa Clara leads at 13-7. Back with more in our intermission in a moment from Gil. All Oregon State, 25-12 each of the first two sets. I don't know when the term boat race came into our lexicon or exactly why it did, but everybody knows what it means, and it's what's happening here. And Oregon State kind of had a third set lapse and let St. Mary's win it on Thursday before the Beavers dominated again in the fourth set. And they're trying to avoid that one here. There's Keller, one-hand dig effort by Rummel, and that is Pacific's first lead in the entire match. Matter of fact, they hadn't even been tied other than 0-0 in the entire match. Olga Gergats, native of Hungary and a transfer out of American University in Washington, D.C., comes in for the first time in the match, and she will serve. Gergats without a service ace or service error this year. Good pass by Rummel. Matthias going to Mars, dug by Gergats. Cox on the back set, tight to the net, covered up nicely by Blue Trick. It's Keller, cross body down the line, 2-0 Pacific. So Pacific in transition getting it done. And Gergats will serve again. We'll see if they can get a side out here. Mars rejected by Blue Trick. 3-0 Pacific. Lindsay Bohonic not wanting to talk about it with her team yet. Similar to what happened on Thursday against St. Mary's in that third set, where the Gales certainly played better. They were more aggressive. Now, Oregon State not only trying to avoid what happened on Thursday, but trying to avoid certainly what happened last year down at Stockton when they met for the only time in the 2024 season. Beavers won the first two sets, and then Pacific won by reverse sweep. Dug by Narlioglu. Gould down into the tape. 4-0 Tigers. I think Bohanic's going to take a timeout here. Let's see. No, not yet. Attack air for Bridget Gould. Gergats will serve again. One-time Hungarian national champ at the U17 level. 6'2", Olga Gergats service error. That's how Oregon State gets their first point of the set. Gergats is going to come out, and Chloe Griever will come in. Actually, Griever coming out as well, pardon me. Griever had been in there for the first time in the match. And now Alondra Paz will serve for Oregon State. Serve the Beavers 8 points on a 9-0 run and has an ace. Back into the second set. Paz second service ace of the match. The Beavers 6th. Jackie Matthias has 3. Tia Shum has 1. And now 2 for Paz. Good pass by Gutierrez. Cox, back set. Stojakovic with a kill. 5-2 Tigers. Stojakovic had 6 kills, hit .080 in their 3-set loss at Portland on Thursday. She has 5 kills, hitting .118 in this one. She serves. Good pass by Narlioglu. Lilo going to Rummel, pushing it down. Diving play. Nicely done by Swain. Free ball options for Lilo. Outside to Rummel again. All the options. Tough to get forehands in front of Rummel. And she capitalizes on the opportunity with her 4th kill. 5-3 Pacific. Tia Shum had a service ace in that first set, or second set rather. Cox going outside to Keller. Going down the line for the kill. 6-3 Pacific. Crossbody swing. Keller and Stojakovic each with 5 kills. Keller's serve. Rummel, good pass. Back set. Gould going hard angle attack and finds the floor. 6-4. Jackie Matias comes in. Already 3 service aces in this one. She came in with 5 on the season. Good pass by Keller. Blue trick on the slide, dug by Matias. Pause with the set. Rummel with the swing. Swain with a dig effort. That's 4 hits. 6-5 Pacific. Tigers have had a couple of 3-point leads in this one. Matter of fact, they scored the first 4 points of the set. Cox went for the dump. Red well off the soft block by Matias. Here comes Hester. Dug by Stojakovic. Back set. Blue trick. A little bit outside her window. Kind of behind her. And down into the net. And Oregon State with 3 in a row has evened it up. Bump set by Cox, well off the net. Smith, rejected by Hester. Monica Hester's 3rd block. Came in averaging about 3 blocks every 4 sets. 0.78 blocks per set. And Oregon State has their first lead here in the 3rd, looking for a sweep. Keller's pass on the dime. Maisie Smith. Side out Pacific, even it up at 7 apiece. Jalen Swain, one of the best liberos in the West Coast Conference, serves it away. Good pass by Paz. Hester off the high hands. 4 kills to go along with 3 blocks. Hester didn't start on Thursday. Kayla Gabriel started at opposite in the 6-2, along with Bridget Gould. Hester came in and played the final couple of sets, helped spark the Beavers. 8-7 Oregon State leading it here. Too strong for Rummel. Back even at 8. This match exactly 1 hour old. Allison Cox serves for the Tigers. Right over the top of the tape. Good pass by Rummel. Cormier with his swing. And Keller couldn't dig it. Cormier now with 5 kills. Rummel with 5. Mars with 6. Bridget Gould with 10. Reminds you that Gould plays 3 rotations. Service air for Scholes. She had 4 of those on Thursday. Lindsey Bohnick does not mind service airs. Wants her team to continue to go for it from the service line as well as on the attack. Bella Gutierrez serves, even at 9. Matias to Mars. Got the touch. 10-9 Oregon State. Mars 7 kills now, hitting 600, 3 blocks. A couple of them solo. Emily Lowe serves. Cox on the back set. Stojakovic, hard angle attack. And William Forrester, the up official, wants to talk about it with the line judge. A touch was ruled. And they continue to talk. The up official is William Forrester, not to be confused with the character in the movie Finding Forrester, starring Sean Connery, written by Oregon's own Mike Rich.
Pacific substitution. Number 9.
Those words that I read today, I didn't write them. Jamal Wallace did. Love that movie. I haven't seen Finding Forrester. You need to do so. Sean Connery was excellent. Swing by Keller, going for the high hands, and got him. Emelila going back to serve. She didn't realize that the point went to Pacific. Oregon State is challenging it to see whether or not there was a touch. So for the moment, 11-10 Oregon State, and Marcia Costley will take a look at it. Let's have a look here. Was there a touch at the net? Hard to tell from that first camera angle. What about net cam? Do you see a finger go back? No, it didn't look like it, but we missed on one earlier. I thought a replay showed that a ball was out, and the call stood when it had been ruled in. So we'll wait and see. Pacific Tigers, it's the 51st year of Pacific volleyball, and for the first 30 years, they were one of the nation's premier teams. First year of play, 1975. 24 NCAA tournament appearances, the last one coming in 2004. 7 Final Fours, 2 national championships. Former Oregon State head coach Terry Liskevich was the head coach of Pacific, 1976 to 84. He would coach Oregon State much later. Then future Stanford head coach John Dunning coached the Tigers, 1985 through 2000. Won a national championship in his first year in 1985 and second year in 1986. One more look at this to see if it went over the top of the hands. Sure appeared not to be a touch there. This is the 40th anniversary, by the way, of Pacific's first natty. Only 8 schools have won more than Pacific's 2 titles. But again, their last NCAA tournament appearance was 2004. The call is overturned. The point does go to the Bees. 12-9 OSU. Well, Marcia Costley saw what we saw, that there was no touch. And Emelila will continue to serve. Gutierrez, Swain, and Keller in serve-receive for Pacific. It was Keller. Rolled over the top by Julia Porath. The true freshman from Katy, Texas. 782 kills in her high school career. That is the 8th kill of her collegiate career. Playing here in this third set for the first time, Olga Gergatz. Cormier at a timer jump a little bit. Cox teeing up Keller, wrist away, hard angle, got it. 12-11 Oregon State, back-to-back points for the Tigers. Keller has 6 kills. That's a team high, 18 swings, hitting 111, 4 attack errors. Gergatz serves it away again. And it's an ace for Gergatz. That is the first of her collegiate career. Redshirted last year at American University in Washington, D.C. Told you, Hungarian national champ, has played internationally at the Euros, the World Championships. Back set, rejected. Olivia Keller on the block. 13-12 Tigers. They've scored 4 in a row. Coming out, Goldstein checks into the back row for Oregon State.
Goldstein, Narlioglu, and Rummel in serve receives as Gergatz will serve again. A 4-zip run for the Tigers. Beavers looking to get a side out. Good pass by Narlioglu. Matias going to Cormier. What a nice play by Gutierrez, but put down by Mars. Bella Gutierrez did everything she could, but Mars takes care of the opportunity presented to her, and she has 8 kills. Beavers keeping it up at 13. Alondra Paz will serve for OSU. Gutierrez pass on the dime, going to Keller, down the line, cross body, goes long. 14-13 OSU. Again, Paz served 8 points in a 9-0 run in the second set, and she'll serve it away again here with Swain. Gutierrez in serve receive. It's Bella Gutierrez, good pass. Cox going to Keller, off speed, and didn't get the contact she wanted. 15-13 OSU. Timeout with the Beavers leading at 15-13, looking for a sweep over the Pacific Tigers.
Get your tickets now at soldout.com. Soldout.com is a proud partner of the West Coast Conference.
(15-13) Beavers looking for a sweep up in Spokane. Gonzaga is taking on San Francisco, and like Thursday, Gonzaga forced a 5th set, which they lost that day to Santa Clara. Their 40th consecutive WCC loss. They're in the 5th set, tied at 1, USF and Gonzaga, with the Zags looking for their first conference win since November of 2022. Pacific out of system. Keller trying to better the ball off the soft block. Lunging play by Paz, kept alive. Cox teeing up blue trick. Dug by Goldstein. Off speed by Mars. Blue trick there. Julia Porath has a kill. Porath with a big kill for Pacific. That's her second in 2 swings. A true freshman from Texas. Playing in just her 8th set this year. Porath comes out. Stojakovic will serve. And a service error. 16-14 Beavers. 5th service error against a couple of aces for Pacific in this one. The Beavers turning the tables on that. They have 6 aces, only 3 service errors. Tia Shum with one of those 6 service aces sends it away. Bottom dropped out of it. Good pass by Swain. Keller into the antenna. 17-14 Beavers. Oregon State fan base, many of them here today. I'm sure were at the football game last night. Tough loss to the Houston Cougars. Rummel puts down the overpass. 18-14 Beavs, opening it up. Tigers have both their timeouts, and Greg Gibbons is going to use one of them here. His team fighting valiantly, trying to stay even with Oregon State, and they're behind by 4 as the Beavs are looking for a sweep. We'll come back to find out if they get it done here at Gill Coliseum in a moment. Lindsey Bohanek's team leading 18-14 here in the 3rd. They won the first 2 sets by the same score, 25-12. Facing a little more of a challenge here in the 3rd. Swain Gutierrez in serve receive as Tia Shum will serve again. Oregon State on a 3-0 run. Another good pass by Gutierrez. Cox, blue trick on the slide. High on the platform of Shum. Swing by Rummel, dug by Stojakovic. Off speed, sent back by Scholes. Keller went for the tip. Scholes able to send it back at her. That's the advantage of being 6'6". Beavers have 8 blocks. Scholes has 4 of them. Go along with 1 kill. Alana Mars in the middle, 8 kills, 3 blocks. Cox goes for the dump and gets it done. 19-15 Oregon State. Pacific gets the side out, snapping the Beavers run at 4. Smith and Kester check in for Pacific. Anna Kester will serve, true freshman from Northfield, Minnesota. And she has herself an ace. Anna Kester's 7th service ace of her career. She didn't play on Thursday at Portland. Just 1 set played the last couple of matches. Overhand pass by Paz. Rommel gets the side out. Beavers siding out now. Almost 70%. 2016 Oregon State. Hester comes in for Oregon State. Goldstein comes out. Shum in. Narlioglu out. Matias will serve. One of the 2 setters for Oregon State, along with Emily Lowe in their 6-2 that they have used to a lot of success. Back row attack by Stojakovic. Mila Stojakovic with the pipe. 2017 Oregon State. Jalen Swain will serve for the Tigers. And it's a service error. Swain, one of their better servers, one of the better ones in the conference, .44 service aces per set. She entered this match 20 service aces, 23 service errors. But service error at a critical time there. Trying to go for it. Put some pressure on the Bees from the service line. Good pass by Swain there. And Scholes with a block solo. Her 7th solo block this year. In fact, that's her 2nd of the day, so 8 block solos for Natalie Scholes. And the Beavs with a 5-point lead, 3 points away from the sweep. Cox going outside. Daisy Smith. Smith's 4th kill and 11 swings against a couple of attack errors, 22-18. Hubert look for the side out to retain control. Cormier, Narlioglu, and Rummel in serve receive. And they won't need it. Service error on the setter, Allison Cox. Consecutive service errors for Pacific. They have 7 in the match against 3 service aces. Natalie Scholes will serve for Oregon State. Whisked away by Stojakovic, dug by Rummel, back set, Hester. Off the soft block, Cox was there, bump set by Swain. And a swing by Maisie Smith, off the block and into the antenna. 23-19. Paula Gutierrez comes in for the Tigers. They need her to go on a run at the service line. Mars, dug by Swain. Cox back sets. Stojakovic. One-hand dig by Swain. Well done. Over the top. One-hand dig by Narlioglu. Matias sends the free ball over. Cox has lots of places to go. She goes to Keller. Dug by Narlioglu. Now Matias trying to get the side out. One-hand diving effort by Hester. How about Annika Hester with what could have been a free ball, but she made it challenging and comes up with the kill. Match point for the Beavs. Hester with 5 kills now. Cormier with 5. Rummel with 7. Mars with 8. Gould with a match-high 10. Bridget Gould. Coming out, Goldstein will try to end this one in 3 sets. Gutierrez and Swain in serve receive. Good pass. Cox trying to keep it alive, and Keller does. 24-20. Second match point coming up for Oregon State.
substitution, number 23, Olga Gergats.
Logan Blutrick checks in, and Olga Gergats comes in as well. She'll serve. Serve Pacific on a run earlier in this set. Second match point for the Beavs. Narlioru's pass. Matias going to Mars. Keller rejected by Alana Mars. This one ends as it began. Mars, 4 blocks, 8 kills. Oregon State with a sweep of Pacific. They're 2-0 in WCC play, 8-4 overall. They have won 8 of their last 9 matches. The Beavs on Thursday at 6 will be at Santa Clara. That'll be on ESPN Plus. Next Saturday at noon at San Francisco, also ESPN Plus. Pacific's next 7 matches will all be at home, all of course in conference play. Thursday, their home opener, first time ever at home this season. That'll be against Loyola Marymount at 6 o'clock. Saturday at noon, home against San Diego. Pacific falls to 6-7. They are 0-2 in conference play. Beavers win it by sweep. And now for producer-director Mike Fitzgerald, for our entire crew, I'm Rich Burke. That's it from here at Gill Coliseum. The Beavers win it. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.